Hello there! So today I'm going to talk to you about the first book in the Uglies series, also called Uglies. I've only read the first book so far, but I thought rather than telling you about the series once I finished, I'll tell you about each book in turn, because one book might be far better than the other. So, the story of this book is, it's a novel set in the dystopian future, and it's about, there's an operation you have when you're 16 which turns you pretty, and everyone before they turn 16 is considered ugly. So there's ugly, and then when you hit 16 you're pretty. That's it. And everyone is just used to that, except for a few people who say, wait a second, no, don't really want to be pretty, I'm happy with my blemishes and problematic features. And one of those girls is Shay, who is not the protagonist of the book. The book is told from Tally's point of view, who is a friend of Shay. And Shay runs away a few days before her 16th birthday. And Tally is told by the authorities, or she's given the choice, to find her friend and turn her in, so betray her friend, or never turn pretty at all, which is something that she really, really wants. And the choice that she makes changes her world forever. And that's about right, it really does. This book is so good, it really is. I was so engrossed in it, and I wasn't going to read anything last night, and then I ended up reading the last 90 pages of the book and finishing it, which I wasn't going to do because I had work to do. That's how good this book is. It's one of those, you can't put it down, and when you do, you spend all day looking forward to picking it up again. And also, you end up spending so much time thinking about what you would do in that situation. I, for example, am pretty sure that I wouldn't have a problem with the operation. Knowing how self-conscious I can be at times, I know for a fact that I would have the operation and wouldn't think anything of it, and would just accept becoming pretty when I turn 16. Maybe in the future, that might change, but by then, it's too late. The only problem I have with this book is that it took so long for the story to start getting exciting. The first 60 pages were just a bit like, no. It's one of those, I'm just going to keep reading because I don't think 60 pages in is enough to put down a book, particularly when it's over 400 pages long. But then the next 40 pages was a bit more interesting, but still not great. And then the next 100 pages wasn't that great either, it was just a bit like, meh. But then the last 250 pages, thereabouts, is incredible, and it's so interesting, I love it. It's mostly quite sort of action-y, and that's really nice, because I don't really read that many sort of action books, but it is really good. And there is a love story in it, although if I'm honest, I wasn't that impressed by the love story. I don't think that's Scott Westerfeld's strong point. I felt like, although it was sweet and it was well needed in this book, I do think it was a bit weak in that I could kind of predict that it was going to happen from the second I met the male character. So that was good. I hope I'm not giving away too many spoilers here. I don't think I am. But yeah, the love story was weak compared to the main story, which is so fantastic because the whole time you have no idea what's going to happen next. You don't know where it could possibly go from here. And that's really incredible. I like that. So I think the love story would be good if it was in a different book, but because it's next to such a strong main plot line, it's just a bit weak. Just my opinion. You might disagree. I do, of course, have a quote for you, as always, and this time I will be reading it from the book itself. Let me just find it. Shay and Tally are arguing about whether it's a good idea to become pretty, and Tally's talking about the Rusties, which are what our time is called, the Rusties, about how we used to fight over the way people look, and how everyone looked different, and that's why there were so many wars. And it's really strange to think about it, and how they call us stupid quite a lot of the time through this book, which I guess we are in that sense. And the quote is this: People killed one another over stuff like having a different skin colour. Tally shook her head. No matter how many times they repeated it at school, she never quite believed that one. That is something we do, isn't it? That's a bit scary. Overall, I would definitely recommend this book to you who haven't read it. In fact, I recommend the series, even though I haven't finished it yet. But I'm really excited to get cracking on the next book now that I've read this one. I'm so excited. It's called Pretties. If you have read the series, let me know what you think, but try not to give me any spoilers. I don't want to know what happens.